Hola and welcome to Mole Mama. We're making one of my favorite recipes today, crunchy rolled tacos. And we're gonna be filling them today with spicy chicken. We've got some shredded chicken and we're gonna be roasting some Poblano chilies that we're gonna be adding to our chicken. No fryers, nothing fancy. So if you have 2 skillets and a pair of tongs, you can make this recipe. So let's get started. The best thing about my recipe is you don't have to use toothpicks. I don't know for how many years I was using toothpicks, biting into toothpicks, trying to pull out toothpicks, burning myself with toothpicks, and I finally figured out how to not use toothpicks anymore. I graduated. So I'm gonna be showing you my hack, my trick that I learned, and I'm gonna go through the ingredients for you in addition to the chicken and to our Poblano chilies that we're gonna fire roast in a moment. Tortillas. You can buy, I like to use king size tortillas. Any brand is probably okay. But the trick to these tortillas is if you have them in your refrigerator, take them out, let them get room temperature. And it's best if you have them completely out of the container so all the moisture gets out of them. I live in San Diego and that moisture is what's gonna cause them to crack and break when we start turning them into roll tacos. You need a really long tong. I got this on Amazon and it's really inexpensive. I think it was less than $10. And a comal. So a comal is what a lot of us Mexican folks use to heat up our tortillas or cook tortillas on, make quesadillas. And you can see this one has a lot of use to it. If you don't have a comal, that's okay, use a skillet. Probably a non-stick skillet would be best. And then also because we're gonna be making rolled tacos and we're gonna fry them in oil. So I've been using corn oil for years. I recently switched to avocado oil. I absolutely love it. It doesn't add any weird flavors to it. And because it can take high heat, you can get that crunch. You know what I'm talking about? When you bite into something and it's actually hot, but it's like almost as crunchy as a tortilla chip. It's so good. So I'm really loving the avocado oil and you'll see what I mean in just a moment. And then to actually cook the rolled tacos in, I just use a regular skillet. Here are our fire roasted poblano peppers that we roasted a little while ago. They're nice and cool. We had smothered them in a paper towel because that's gonna sweat them and make the skin nice and loose. Look at that, it just peels right off really easily. And by firing them up the way that we did, this is gonna give our shredded chicken, spicy rolled tacos, such a rich flavor. So here are our fire roasted poblano chilies. We're just gonna add some into our chicken. And I left in those seeds. It's gonna make it spicy. And you just mix it in. And you don't have to get it perfectly uniform. It's okay, somebody might get a hotter rolled taco. It's ready to make rolled tacos. We're gonna heat up our tortillas. That's gonna make them pliable. Then we're gonna stuff them and then we're gonna roll them. You also wanna make sure that your chicken is nice and warm. That's why we put it back on the stove. So we have that low heat. And then we're also heating up our avocado oil. And I'm gonna show you a simple trick in a moment to know when that oil is hot enough. So you can see I'm heating up our tortillas on a comal, and a comal is just a pan that has a flat surface and it makes it really easy to heat up tortillas and to make quesadillas on. You can also use it for pancakes, you can use it for all kinds of things. And now we're gonna start rolling our tacos. So I put a little chicken towards the edge of the tortilla. I'm gonna pull it in tight and roll it, and I'm gonna keep it face down. This is where I don't need a toothpick. It's because I've already placed it face down and it's nice and pliable because it's warm. The other thing you want to make sure, try to keep your plate as dry as possible because that will also break the tortillas or cause them to be sticky. And I keep stacking them in a stack to keep them tightly rolled together. Because when we drop them into the hot oil, we're going to do that with the rolled side down. And that is going to keep us, again, keep them tightly together and keep from having to put those little toothpicks in. So now we're going to see if our oil is ready, and see that bubble on the wood spoon? That means it's hot enough. All right, so now we're going to drop them into the oil. You want to make sure there's not water on it so it doesn't pop. And we're putting them that folded side down, okay, get them close together. So we're probably going to do third turns, if that makes sense. I can grab this one. So you can see they all stay nice, they're tightly close. You don't want to tip it because there is that juice of the chicken and that would just cause a huge explosion basically in your oil. So I took it straight up and then just take it. I have a pan with parchment paper in it. If you don't have parchment paper, you can use wax paper. And that's just going to absorb some of the oil. But with the avocado oil, these will not be greasy at all. When you cover them up to keep them warm, make sure that you cover them up with enough parchment paper, and that's going to help them stay crunchy. Hope you've enjoyed learning how to make our spicy, crunchy roll tacos with chicken in them. And we're serving them today with mango salsa, but you can serve these with guacamole, you could do a salsa fresca, and you could stuff them with mashed potatoes, which is my favorite. We'll make those another day, or sweet potatoes or beef, but they are so delicious. Now, if you make them and you have extras, which I don't know if you will or not, I'm just saying, people kind of go a little bit crazy with these. Make sure you heat them up in your oven or you heat them up in a toaster oven. You don't want to put them in the microwave because then you're going to have ooey gooey mess and they won't be any good. So be well. Bye.